Hello. So, I want to quickly talk about something that I see a lot of people do, something that I even notice myself doing very, very often. So, we're in the mindset, right? We're learning how to be in the mindset of being positive and being aware of how the law of attraction works in our life. We're being aware of our thoughts and aware of how we're moving through the world. And we're starting to take notice of what we're actually attracting into our experience. Cool. So, why am I not manifesting past a certain point? Why do I seem to only get so much money? Why do I seem to only get so far in a relationship? Why do I always seem to get to the same checkpoint before everything kind of falls apart? So, my answer to that is the reason why we can find a lot of difficulty in passing certain life checkpoints is because when we are raising our vibration, we come into spaces that we haven't been in before. Do I have a pimple? That is a pimple. Oh, that sucks. We come into spaces that we haven't been in before. So that means that we are experiencing things that we may not have been a vibrational match to before. So it feels different, it feels uncomfortable. The way that we react to moving into new vibrational places determines whether we continue to move forward, whether we stay in the same place, or if we regress and move backwards. So, for example, let's say that you are working to get financial freedom. You are trying to manifest financial freedom, and you just quit your job and your business is starting to make consistent money. So, you're starting to see a little bit more money in your bank account, and you have a few options. You can continue to build your wealth, or let's say you made $5,000 this week. You could take that entire $5,000 and put a down payment on a car. And now your $5,000 that it essentially has taken you your whole spiritual journey to build is gone. You self-sabotaged in one day to put a down payment on a car. And yes, you have a material thing now, but you self-sabotaged your place back to where you were emotionally, instead of continuing forward and continuing to build your wealth. That's just an example. So the way to not do this, the way to continue with your growth, speed up your growth, make sure that your growth is ongoing, is by monitoring your thoughts when you start to get uncomfortable. I'm actually really glad that I had that spending example, because it is a great example, because it's how a lot of us are self-sabotaging when it comes to learning how to attract abundance, right? Wow, they are bumping their music. When a lot of us, we don't come from rich families. So when we start to save money, when we start to see a certain amount of commas in our own personal accounts, that can make a lot of us feel unworthy of that, because we've never seen that in our family before. So instead of continuing on our path, focusing on what we're doing to bring abundance to us, instead of focusing on growing, we find ways to sabotage our own wealth so that we can be comfortable again. So maybe if you have $5,000 and you know your down payment on your car is $5,000, just think, one, do you need a new car right now? If you do, totally, do you? And if your car goes towards your business, do you? But for the rest of us, do you need a new car right now? Do you need a car that has a $5,000 down payment? Do you need a BMW? Do you need a 2020? Do you need a 2020 BMW? Or is it for your ego? So again, I love nice things. There's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. But you know what they say, if you can't buy two of it, you shouldn't buy one of it. So so how to get past this, how to go forward. Monitor your thoughts and keep an eye out for self-sabotage, because when our path starts unfolding, when we start to walk our path and we see that we can walk a little further than we were able to before, that's when the negative thoughts start coming in. That's when the thoughts of unworthiness, I don't deserve this, how can I get here, you know, imposter syndrome, or you know, I have all this money, I have $5,000 in the bank. Another way to self-sabotage, look at somebody else, see how much money they have. And instead of having gratitude for the money that I have in the bank, instead I'm comparing how much money I'm making to someone else because what I have isn't good enough. That's another way to stop your growth and to stop your progress, because instead of focusing on what you are actually doing to bring yourself abundance, instead of focusing on the way you're adding value to the world, you're focusing on what other people have and trying to figure out how you can have as much as other people. You're not developing your craft or whatever you're using to make the world better. So you're distracting yourself and you're stopping your growth and you're stopping your path. We, as a culture and as people, we are like professional self-sabotagers. Professional. And that's why sometimes it's really good to just find stillness and to find contentment. You know, like aside from food and gas, go a week without buying anything. You're not gonna die. You know, and I don't mean like little thing, like, no, I do mean little things, I take that back, because I remember when I was at the beginning of my journey, you know, in the worst financial place I've ever been, I would look forward to buying little things. Like I would go to Walgreens and like try to buy cheap makeup, because buying that cheap makeup made me feel like I was purchasing something, like I was still a part of the world. But that was self-sabotaging. That was money I could have been saving, and makeup that was probably ruining my skin, you know? Just find stillness. When everything in your life is going right, check in with yourself. And if internally there's some ickiness, that's what you need to focus on solving. Don't look outward to solve the feeling of ickiness, because chances are you're gonna dig a deeper hole. If everything in your life is starting to go right, if you are starting to see your fruit, don't doubt it, don't compare it to anyone else, and don't give your fruit away. Okay? Find stillness and find gratitude. And when everything in your life is starting to go right, find gratitude and you will continue on your path. But once you start letting those lower vibrational emotions in, man, that's when the craziness starts happening. Okay, that's all I got for today. I love you guys. Do you guys like my outfit? Yeah, this is how I look normally. I don't know why I'm ending this video on this note. I love you guys so much. Let me know what else I should talk about. See you later. Happy Sunday.